Well, hello everyone. I want to welcome you to a longer video, longer than most videos I do, because I think this is important. If we can grasp this one concept today, it may be a big catalyst to move you forward in what you want to accomplish. I mentioned earlier in a video about the word lambano, Lambano, lambano. It's in the aorist tense. Aorist tense. Uh, it's a past tense for us in English, which is a finished work. But I want to lay a little foundation about how we can use it today, because I think this is going to be important to getting into a lambano and understand the application of lambano by talking about visualization. I must talk about visualization a little bit. You enter into your desire, and there's no power in the world that could really stop you from receiving your desires as you go into your state of meditation. Now, I've learned you can cheat with meditation. So, what do I mean by that? There's some great music on YouTube that allow you to go into alpha and theta states. Lowers the brain waves down that you become in a subjective state of mind to receive. So I'm just giving you a little tip there that most people don't talk about. But I put my headphones on and I have some certain music that I listen to that will bring me into a restful, meditative state. So this is a little tidbit. But what you want to do, you want to get into this meditative state to see yourself already enjoying whatever it is that you desire. If it's a business, you're actually now enjoying that business that you're desiring. Now, you don't know how it's going to really happen, but God does the work anyway. But Scripture says, know ye not that you are the tabernacle of God, and the Spirit of God dwells in you. Now, most Christians would profess that, oh yeah, I accept it. Yeah, I accepted Jesus in my heart. And that's not what it's talking about here. It's like he was inside of me and then all of a sudden he jumped into me. No, that's not what that's saying. We're talking about here what it's saying is you are the temple of God. God dwells in humanity from the beginning. He created this blood man, you and me, Adam, and breathed into his spirit into him. Now, Genesis 2:7, many years ago, changed my life forever. Genesis 2:7. What it says here, God formed man and he breathed into man's nostrils and became a living being. He became a spirit being because the spirit is that life that was breathed into mankind there in Genesis 2:7. When I grasped that one day, that literally changed the Bible from what I had understood it at the time to a different idea altogether. Genesis 2:7. I encourage you to go to read it for yourself. God is in you. God's spirit is within you. We are spirit beings. So down to visibility that you've heard before. So when you look yourself in the mirror, God looks good today because you are the temple of God. Now that gets scary for some people that you look into the mirror and you say, wow, God is looking good today. But I know some guys that are in a healing ministry that often say that every day. They look in the mirror and say, wow, God is looking good today. Because we're the temple of God. We have flesh on, but we're still spirits still down to visibility. So when you see another human being on the planet, just wrapped in human flesh. But God dwells in that little baby that's born today, that little baby born of a woman. Because every single one of those little babies, they're a temple of God because the Spirit of God dwells in them. Yes, that's just the truth. We just can't sometimes grasp the fact is that human beings are really spirit beings, so down to visibility. That's just the truth of the matter. And for most people, that's just a difficult thing because they see the mankind that's acting out of their flesh. And that's not who we are. So if you enter your desires as if they have happened already, then in the Greek it's the aorist tense. But you now know that it's really a past tense verb. This study is something that's already done. It's already, you can go and enjoy it now because you can see yourself enjoying that prayer that really has nothing to do with you per se. Nothing can stop that prayer because the means of that prayer coming to fruition is the fact that that prayer agrees with what God says. You are the temple, and we are one with Him. He's one with us. So you get there because God is bringing you to your destination. So whatever you set your mind on, whatever you set your mind on, then that thing can come to pass. But it's so been misinterpreted and translated that says things as opposite of that. What do you set your mind to? We intuitively know that's true. We tell our kids, what you set your mind to, guys, go out and do it. Whatever you put your hand to, God will bless it. I want to talk about a little testimony from Mike Popovich website real quickly. I don't want to make this too long. But if you want to look at some really good information about what I'm talking about here, go over to freedomministries.com. I think it's .com or .org. But anyway, it's Mike Popovich's ministry there that I watch it all the time because he's got some excellent information about what we're talking about here, this Lambano. But there's a guy that wanted to own a repair shop. They own one, but many years they wanted to open a second. They wanted to open a second shop, and just was not able to do it for various reasons in their testimony. But what happened is that they want to bring their son into the partnership, as the statement goes. But they looked for a second shop, and again it didn't work out. They couldn't find anything that worked out for them. So they started using this technique that Mike shared with them about seeing in prayer by meditation that what you desire would come to pass. And he did. So several days later, they met with a guy, and again, it didn't work out, but they saw across the street a sign on a building that had not yet been listed. Yeah, it not even had been listed for rent or for sale. But as Mike says, we don't have a junior varsity spirit. We got the real spirit, which there's only one spirit, and that's a spirit that is within you and it is within me. So they prayed the prayer in this meditative state, thanking Father now for a second shop. They said, I'm so thankful. I'm amazed how fast it will happen because you are loving us and we're loving you. And we can see ourselves enjoying that second shop. And guess what? The second shop became a reality because that manifested even from a shop that had not yet been listed because God put on the heart of that shop owner to put those people that we're talking about here not only on the list in first place, but they were blessed by that shop owner to give them the lease for that property. Those are things that God can only do, folks. We can't make it happen, but God within us, when we come in agreement with what God has desired, if we just agree with God, the, the kingdom is within all of humanity. Oh, I'm going to get some pushback on this, I'm sure, that the kingdom is in all uh, humanity. But people have not recognized that. And that's where the problem is. They still think they're just a low down sinner, maybe saved by grace if they've accepted Jesus from the traditional evangelical church system's way of getting into the kingdom. But we're already in the kingdom, folks, if we understand what the scripture